sense.
Good deal.
Good deal.
But that aside, you're assuming that he finds Oheb.
Yeah.
Let's get into game number 2, folks. Match point for the Cavalry, the Super Family to equalize. This is Team Liquid Philippines versus Onyx Philippines. I wonder if Onyx is going to get aggressive here, because I'm buying it, Renmar. I'm buying that maybe they'll bear down on Oheb. Maybe they should.
Super Friends trying to sidestep. Brusco decided to go for the fast track of helping on King Kong.
Oh, they're rushing the JP's actually low, revitalized.
Wow.
Saves him for a little bit and forces a lot of resources as well from Onyx. That's something.
Blessed be 15% damage reduction under tier 1.
Along with the revitalize. Great sense and trust for JP to survive that.
Ooh, Onyx spicy.
Yeah, they won't be able to get their first blood snowball right away. Nothing too wild with emblems.
Flicker committed by Brusco. Tlph could be in trouble, but has just enough fancy footwork to get out.
All right, in about a minute, I got my answer. Yes, Onyx will be aggressive, forcing out a few key battle spells from Liquid.
Again, one thing I'm really going to be looking at here is just how Onyx Philippines will be able to handle the glue, how Kirk is going to be handling the lane there. Showing himself to be a little bit more aggressive, though, in terms of posturing within the lane, while Sanford's going to be hugging the shrubs. But you see Brusco and King Kong are just going around. They are a kill squad, and they want to make the most out of their tandem.
Yeah, we want to get some ejector victims here. So Brusco has to be very careful, but if he is, it could result in a lot of kills for Onyx, especially early on. With King Kong probably itching to go for a fight here. They're trying to focus down on the Brusco, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Tlph with a Retribution Seal, though, on that turtle, beautifully executed by TL, and they're going to walk away without a scratch.
The young goat just finessing that turtle steal.
Tlph just straight up winning the retro duel against King Kong all series long so far. And as there is a lot of action topside, even in the gold lane, a lot of action as well between Oheb and Kelra.
Take here, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, back in the action. Liquid with a 300 gold lead.
It's not bad at all. Right now, though, I'm not used to seeing Super Friends because kind of just rolling with the punches today.
Yeah.
Really see him very proactive in these fights, even early on.
He does have a diversion, so he made that call and said, guys, I have a diversion. What are we going to do with it? JP here holding the pixel brush, waiting to jump in. Can Brusco punish? Ooh, doesn't have the ejector for him.
Getting ahead, Brusco respecting the JP here, knowing that even if he does ejector, that might spell trouble for them.
Oh, the diversion.
Nice movement. Just get Oheb back into the lane.
Well, mirrored are the rotations. You saw same shrubs being held by JP and Brusco. They know each other so well. He's a diversion by Onyx.
And that's on the other side of the map here. Look at this. It's a 2v4 actually. This could be bad for Tlph. Sanford not getting caught here. Kirk trying to throw it out.
Oh!
But will be able to actually just survive. It's Tlph who actually gets taken down here under tower for first blood.
4 of the Super Fam pouring out everything to take down the young goat. Tlph down but not out. We'll make it to this next turtle up in 20.
Great rotation there by Onyx. And of course, Super Friends locking in on Tlph. He was the guy. Again, he's assigned right now, especially that last one, to be the one to hunt Tlph in sequences where they can hunt Tlph.
He is him. JP charging it up. Unbreakable, but not going to be casting it. Brusco close by. Again, you can't be too aggressive. Just the fact that he is holding the Jawhead is actually pushing Tlph back a little bit.
Turtle started up by Liquid. JP pulling through. Super Friends
Ouch.
in the thick of it. 3/4 of his health up. Kirk goes for an Earth Shatter.
4v4 once more. King Kong is close by. Here comes the push. And
No.
there goes King Kong with a Retribution Steal. This time around, it's Onyx with that turtle.
A little bit more of the Onyx that we are used to seeing.
Oh!
Oh, Prince goes in. Felt like that was a little bit of a love tap. Just to send JP and Sanji back just a little bit more topside.
Just a little bit more. Here comes Sanford, absorbing everything, throwing out that sticker just for good measure. And now King Kong. I feel like this is the more natural King Kong that we're seeing here, right? Not really quite ahead yet, but he's on a good GP. Oh! Beautiful diversion straight to the face of King Kong. And we might have jinxed him.
What a read by Sanji and Team Liquid Philippines. That's just them showing, yeah, we know King Kong's tendencies and rotational timings very well.
Despite a gorilla being able to carry 2.8 times its body weight, if you face 4 members of Liquid, there's nothing King Kong could have done.
That's 4 people. I mean, you can't really carry them that much. I can only imagine their average weight.
Tough going on right now for Onyx. And yeah, it really just seems like we're seeing a team that knows what Onyx really love to do around the map. That Onyx cannot move like Onyx.
Fainted.
That's true.
That diversion. Kelra holding his ground. Sanford walks away from 3, and that's a free push for Oheb down bot.
Yeah, they used the diversion to get info and confirm whether or not Keller was in that shrub, so JP could go forward, and Tlph can show themselves, which means no defense for the tower of Kelra, and that Team Liquid Philippines will be able to continue setting the tempo.
Oh, Prince sends over Kirk, but Kirk holding that brush. Look at that mini-map. I wonder.
From the back here.
Yeah, what's he gonna do with this?
Target dodges on the flicker earth shatter there. Kirk hitting air, and now it's a jump. Here comes JP. Sanji's down, but that's gonna be Kirk for the trade.
Sanji stood in the middle of this all. He couldn't flicker out of there. He tried.
Really did try. Carl TZ with electrifying beats gets some damage into Onyx here, but that tower is gonna fall. Brusco trying to go for the ejector, no go whatsoever. And now they're gonna have to retreat.
What a roundabout way to push mid.
Yeah, Onyx just keep getting shut down. Kirk, though, was able to walk away with a kill onto Sanji, but at this point, not really a favorable trade because you're technically the roamer for this lineup. You're one of the main frontliners, and Sanji can come back.
Absolutely. Now it's Onyx walking it up. They know the turtle's gonna get attacked here, but Sanji's close by. What's it gonna be? Who's gonna pull the trigger first? Looks like it is going to be King Kong taking out Sanford. No split for you, good sir. There goes the AOG and the double kill. And it's Kirk with a turtle. It's a disaster for Tlph.
The Super Fam wipe out the cavalry in the blink of an eye. Onyx PH more than just on the board. They're eating good.
That is the Onyx we are familiar with. And just like that, it has gone the way of Onyx Philippines. Mid tower will get broken. Bottom tower will too, and I won't be surprised if all the first tier towers are broken by the end of this.
It's a lot of gold going over to Onyx very early on. And it's going to a lot as well to Kelra with a 1-0-5 right now. He was in the middle of that whole thing, and he enjoyed it.
The gold standard calling all the shots. Oheb with 1 death picks up a malefic roar. I mean, they have been pushing turrets, right? Surgically speaking. But team fights, Onyx has found a way to compromise the positioning of Sanji and even Oheb. How do they do that?
Well, for Onyx Philippines, I think they're also just capitalizing on the unstoppable force of Brusco. Of course, with what we mentioned earlier with Super Prince and/or Kirk. They're really just making sure that it's not just going to be Brusco accessing the back line. They're making sure that they have help and that they're making sure that they can find who they need to find in the back. Because if they fight the honest front to back, it's not going to go well. So they're committing what they can to make sure they get Oheb and Sanji.
Fast hands shown on the hand cam, brought to us by Infinix. That's how the beast goes along his farming path. And you see how he refreshes his screen to be able to see gold, the items he's built. Speaking of items, check it out. Currently, that is Kelra. Hold up. How is that happening? Kelra's down 1,000?
Huh. That is odd. All right. Despite being like in the middle of everything, getting so much assist gold, right?
Yep. They're in better shape, but where's Oheb getting all this money? I thought he didn't have any money.
Well, it was a lady face that went much a little bit better for Oheb, and they were able to break down the tower, the gold lane first with that sequence they showed against Kelra at the bot. So, contrary to what Oheb says, he does have money.
It's mostly from the gold
Lord
shielding.
Rush.
There you go, JP comes in, King Kong. Easy turtle, easy lord for this guy. But what's the team fight gonna look like here? It's Super Friends with the flicker already. He's getting chased down. And there you go, Sanford with the grab, double kill for Oheb.
Miraculous turn by Team Liquid, taking 2 on the way out. They do concede the Lord. And the fight is going to slowly trickle out. The dispersal. King Kong looking for the flank.
Oh boy. We might be looking at negative gold here. negative net gold for Onyx because of his Lord.
Yeah, it just ended up going really well there. Oh,
Oh!
diversion, and now the purple buff will get contested. King Kong sees it getting pulled, and Onyx will now dance around the possibility of just being a little bit safe with it, but Team Liquid back off. They don't want the smoke of Onyx.
They don't want none.
They don't want none.
They want to bite off too much to naked chew, right? So a lot of teams have fallen victim to that. This Tlph being very, very disciplined.
Look at the stubborn top lane. Tlph have tried and tried, but this one just won't fall. Tier 1 inhibitor is still standing, and look at that. The cavalry crashing into it.
Yep. Holding on, and Onyx decided to go for a downside rotation. Mirrored, opposite sides of the map. Kelra's going to show himself. That should be info for Onyx, for Team Liquid Philippines, that they can continue their push. Because one of the tendencies at this point for Onyx is that if you see Kelra pushing a lane alone, that means Brusco's nearby. If Brusco's there, that means the rest of Onyx are probably there too, operating as some sort of a hit squad. A big one, diversion!
Oh, big diversion here. They could catch a lot of fish here, but no siree. Super Friends uses the AOG to back off.
Ejector on the Carl TZ. JP standing their ground. And, Tlph backing off.
Are they saying we're going to go for a chase here?
Yeah, conceal. Oh!
Conceal used up, Kelra. And
gonna be
Brusco,
risky.
that's a pretty big spell to be used before.
Yeah.
But it's going to get on cooldown before the big fight anyway.
All right, a minute until Lord number 2 spawns. Again, the first one scored by Onyx. And again, we're at deadlock. I can't call the 600 gold lead an actual lead for Liquid.
Absolutely not. If you like it is... that's the lead earlier when they got wiped out. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Onyx Philippines right now actually sucks that Kirk was not able to, it sucks that the animation of the Earth Shatter takes so long that they weren't able to get the knock-up onto Carl TZ after Brusco threw him back, and Carl TZ was able to dash away. So let's talk about the items. A slight lead here actually for King Kong, already on the way to the Blade of Despair after building the first 3 items, rushing the Malefic Roar. For Kelra, still really chasing after Oheb, who's up to 4 core items and only 3 for the gold standard, only up to the Great Dragon Spear.
Lord coming up in just a jiffy. That is an enhanced Lord, so this Lord will jump and crash into whichever sorry turret stands in its way. Kirk pulling it out. Oh, I can smell a dance coming up.
Big dance right now. The King Kong close by, I think he revealed his information, but JP and Sanji just making sure to keep Oheb in check. There you go. JP's actually quite low. I don't know if this is going to go well for Tlph, but there you go. The Earth Shatter misses once more. Carl TZ, he's dancing around. He's looking for his target. He's forcing back
The glue.
Onyx right now, and there's Brusco going down.
JP falls. Frizz gets him. Frizz holding on to that AOG. Kirk has bitten it. The diversion set up.
It's
No
a
one
double.
goes. And that's a good trade for Liquid.
Double kill for the Filipino sniper with Kirk and Brusco down. Onyx will not be able to contest. The second Lord of the game goes to Liquid after outsmarting and outplaying Onyx Philippines in that team fight. And at the end, it's just Kirk and Brusco who, that's going to be enough for them to continue it. The glue, such a problem right now for the damage profile that Onyx Philippines has for their lineup.
Feels like a lot here for Onyx Philippines to handle. I don't know how Oheb are finding these kills. He just has a way of just dipping and diving between the cracks just when you least expect it.
Again, it's that chemistry in a can. Despite being in a new team, Oheb just fits in so well with what Liquid wants to do. And now they are sitting on a significant 2,000 gold lead. Again, at 500, 600 gold, I wasn't going to say it was a good lead. But now, with the Lord marching up top, I'll tell you now, this is a good lead.
100%. Big leads, they're going to use it. They're going to maximize it. They know that Onyx are very hesitant to take these fights, and they are pushing it up. There goes Inhibitor on top.
Because Onyx needs a 2-step, 3-step engagement. They have to get the ult on Super Prince, they have to get an ejector on Brusco, and they have to have Kirk in the right spot. It's not as quick and easy as it is for Liquid.
Onyx Philippines now, it's going to be so tough for them to induce a comeback, as it is a Valentina that they're playing around with, an Irithel. At this point, the gold lead that OHEB has over Keller, the difference is only just going to be a win in nature, but that is going to be big, considering that it is a burst physical duo in the Roman jungle of Onyx.
So far, 3,000 now, ballooning
3,000.
for Liquid, that lead. 15 minutes in, Lord spawning in the lower quarter in about a minute and change. Silver lining here for Onyx PH. King Kong is getting his buffs. So farm isn't exactly the problem. It's the engagement, it's the execution, the follow-through on these actual fights.
And also their map control is really, really gimped. Especially with the Lo Yi. Every bush is just so anxious to get in.
Oh, out of map,
We're
out of
seeing
map.
right now,
Diversion!
it's from the back! It's straight from the back! And they take out Free! Make that 2 members of Onyx, not really expected at all by the Super Fam.
The KK connection has fallen, Brusco too!
And it's a triple kill for OHEB. There you go, Kirk trying to stop.
Oh,
Maniac! But I don't think he can take it. It's a Maniac! It's a Maniac for the Filipino sniper. Super Friends trying to clear it out as much as he can.
Oh!
There goes Sanji, but the Fret is still alive.
They can't do it!
They can't do it. It's over. Ring that bell. It's a 2-0 for TLPH.